Alright guys, it's Wade with 365 Thermal again, and today I'm going to be doing a full review on the AGM Reach IR LRF 25 by 384. Check it out. So as I said, here is the AGM Reach IR LRF 25 by 384. This is one out of three in the series. There is also two 640 models, one being the 35 by 640 and the other being a whopping 50 by 640. Yes, that means it has a 50 millimeter objective lens. That thing is bad, let me tell you. But back to this one. I used an AGM Fusion, which this line actually replaced, and I still own it. It is a personal model, but I used that for very many years, and I love it. It's very similar to this body style and setup. It's ergonomical. It has just the 4 buttons here, makes things very simple. Has the wrist strap, hand strap, whatever you want to call this bad boy right here, and very similar features. Now the one that I have is a 640 model, and it does have something that this doesn't. It has what they used to have in there with the night vision mode. Okay, these do not have that. This is just a thermal monocular. It does not have that. Several different color palettes still. We'll go over that here in a bit. But just wanted to get that out of the way. Tons of time with one of these newer models as well. But again, the one that these replaced is something that I used for a very long time. But back to this one, AGM Reach IR 25-384 LRF. So, laser rangefinder right here. I'm just going to go ahead and go over the different buttons, the layout of this whole entire monocular, and we're going to get right into it. So, as it says, here, let me move this here. As I have said, I should say, the AGM LRF 25-384, as it says right there, the 25 millimeter objective lens. Also coincides with the 2.5 base mag. That is pure coincidence. The other ones do not have the same base mag. It does not have a 5x base mag on the 50. Pure coincidence on that, but thought I'd go ahead and throw that out there while I was talking about it. You got your LRF right here, your objective lens, front focus diopter. You've got the 4 buttons right here. This one is going to be your power and standby. Then you've got your laser rangefinder and your PIP. Right back here is your zoom function, and the middle one right here is going to be your menu as well as your color palettes. All right, and then this one being down, this one being up on your menu. You also have this lens cap. It is magnetic, sticks right there to your wrist strap. You've got your rear display screen and your eye cup. It also has the rear focus diopter for the screen. Focus it to your eye. This is going to be your battery compartment. One quick little twist, and then you just pop it out. Right there. And 18650 battery is what goes in there. So, pretty simple, pretty easy, very ergonomical. I do like that this is very easily one-handed operational. Right here. Again, wrist strap, really helpful, and then the 4-button layout right here. So, as you can see, you learn those buttons, and I mean, once you feel them, you already know what button's going to do what, just by pure instinct once you learn it. Doesn't take a whole lot to figure these things out. Very simple monoculars to use. I really like them, really enjoy them. One other thing that I did forget to mention, it does have the USB-C port right there on the side. But that is the full layout of this. Great monocular. It's not very heavy. It does look a little bit bigger than some, but I promise you it is not the biggest or heaviest monocular on the market. Not even close. I would say it's right there in the mid-range between what people consider to be the compact monoculars and, some of the, great big monoculars. Even the 50 version of this, the 5640 Reach IR, is not nearly as big as a lot of the others. So, again, they are wonderful monoculars, lots of different features and functions. I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and read you guys off the specifications here so I do not miss anything. Getting right into it. External battery. It does take an external battery. You can use it through the USB-C port that I showed you guys. Dimensions are 7.1 by 2 by 3.36 inches. Weight, it is 0.85 pounds. All right, guys, so less than a pound. Like I said, not very heavy. It is maybe slightly bigger than some, but definitely not the biggest and heaviest on the market. Color palettes. There are 4 different color palettes with this. You have the black hot, white hot, red hot, and fusion. Working temperature, it operates at a negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit to a 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not hanging out in 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing near that, I promise you. I don't even like the summer a lot of times because it's over 90 here and I'm melting. I can't wait for the fall. We're getting there. Getting back to it, though, the laser rangefinder, up to 1,000 meters and a plus or minus 1 meter accuracy. That's pretty standard. 1,000 meters on the LRF is awesome. It does have picture-in-picture. I said that earlier. Hotspot, video and audio recording. Of course, you guys see in some of the videos here. Magnification, base mag of 2.5x on up to a 20x base mag. That's pretty comfortable. I really like a well-balanced magnification. If I was trying to use like a 1x or something like that here, it wouldn't do me much good, unless I'm coon hunting or something like that. We're going to be up close. If I'm coyote hunting, which I primarily am, I want something with a little bit of a higher base mag. So the 2.5 for me is just about right. I prefer a 2 to about a 3. So again, I'm in the Midwest, wide open crop fields this time of the, when I'm night hunting, I should say. I said this time of the year, but when I'm night hunting, using these thermals, I prefer a higher base mag so I can see and identify for the route. It does have a standby mode. Now, one other thing that I really like about these, when you have these monoculars, it's very common, majority of the monoculars across the market, you could just click the power button to put it in standby mode. With this, it has a tilt sensor in it to where if I drop it on my lanyard down here, because majority of the time, even though it has the wrist strap and I'm holding it like this, I also have it on a lanyard so I can just put it down here when I go to get in my scope. And when it's hanging there, it'll take it about 1 second or so, 1-2 seconds, and it'll automatically go into standby mode. So that's an awesome feature on this. You don't have to worry about trying to click a button, especially say you got coyotes or something coming in hot. You just drop that bad boy. You're not going to get that light up on your face and everything. It's just going to go ahead and stand by, save you some battery life as well. Moving on from that, it does have a 50 hertz refresh rate, resolution of 384 by 288, detection range, as we were just talking about, with a little bit of a higher base mag. It does say you can detect a 6-foot object at 1,200 yards. You can also take a snapshot. The lens, I've already told you guys, 25 millimeter objective lens on that. Pretty good sized lens, Again, it's nothing crazy. It's not huge. It's not protruding or too small. And I feel like it's got a pretty good balance there. That's why I picked this one in the lineup. It is going to be one of my favorites for price and features at the 384 mark. NATD, less than 20 millikelvin. So sub 20 millikelvin NATD. Digital zoom, 1x, 2x, 4x, and 8. And again, that's going to go from 2.5 to 20. Your monitor, so this is going to be your display screen. It is a 0.39-inch display screen. It is an OLED 1024 by 768. It does have an internal storage of 64 gigabytes. The battery type, it takes one rechargeable and removable 18650. As I showed you guys there, it does come with 2 of them in the box, charger, everything you need. Operating time is up to 4.5 hours continuous runtime at approximately 25 degrees Celsius with the Wi-Fi and LRF off. So both of those, something to be mindful of. If you're running your LRF constantly and you're sitting there, continually hitting that button, making it, scan and use your LRF, it will eat up your battery more than if you're not using it. Also, I suggest if you don't have your Wi-Fi connected to your app or anything, shut it off while you're using it in the field. It will save you battery life. Um, that's pretty much it. It has a IP67 waterproof rating. So again, 3 foot, 30 minutes, and that's pretty standard as well. But again, guys, that's pretty much it for all the specifications. You've got to see some of the videos through this thing. I think it is a very, very well-rounded monocular for people that prefer LRF on it, like myself. I do really like having the LRF built in my monoculars over my scope. Again, you could have one or both. Both would actually be optimal, but um, it's all preference, guys. There's people that ask all the time, which is better? Do I want it in my scope? Do I want it on my monocular? If you're somebody shooting long range and you have a high-end scope that has ballistics calculator, obviously that would be a case where you're gonna want and need the LRF built into your scope. But for the standard guy going out there shooting, maybe up to say 200 yards or something like that, you could have one or the other. And if you're somebody that's shooting up close, you really don't need either of them, just being honest with you. But again, if you guys want to buy this monocular or any other thermal night vision hunting light tripod, please go to 365thermal.shop. That is my business, my website, and I would be happy to have your business. You could also follow 365 Thermal on all social medias, so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, I got it. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, and it would greatly help out my channel. Thanks again. Have a good day.